All right, cool. We are recording and we are going. Oh, we nearly crashed. Perfect. All right, cool. We are recording and we are going. We are going to tell the story of Contour Clinics and how we started early 2019 and where we are now, mid 2025. So it's been a bit of a wild journey and lots of wins, lots of failures. So why 5Doc? I think to answer that, I'll go back to the very beginning. I was a junior doctor at Westmead Hospital. So a mutual friend introduced me to my business partner, who would become my business partner, Ben. Yeah, so the mutual friend introduced and said, look, this guy has an idea to create this doctor-only clinic, because that was a bit of a gap in the market, because most of the clinics, they were either really high-end plastic surgeons or they were like really low-cost chains. There's nothing really in the middle. So he wanted to do something in between there. It was a really great idea. Cut a long story short, met Ben at a cafe next to the Dendy Theatre in Newtown. He sold me the dream and I said, you know what, I'm gonna say yes. So I thought I can always go back to surgery. So for the next year, we planned the clinics. He's a really great salesman. And so then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a good crack at this. So I quit surgery, I sold my house, and I poured everything I had in, which was not very much. I put in all of my time. So I worked for free for 2 years. What I did to survive was I did home doctor. So I used to go to people's houses each night. So I'd work all day. I'd get up really early in the morning, do the website, because I knew that for us, I thought we would have a really great model, but I had to communicate that vision to patients. So the only way I could do that was through content. And anyone that's involved with Contour knows that we're a content machine. Yeah. So we initially started with the website, and then we moved on to videography, we moved on to photography, we've done podcasts. I really wanted for it to be valuable. Anytime you engage with my brand, I'd like it to be valuable. So if you were going to take your time to read the website, I wanted you to get something from it. I wanted you to come there and get the information you needed, not just a sales pitch. There's a commercial reality to running a business that you need to do the marketing, you need to do the sales, you need to invest time and effort, energy into all those things. Even if you have the world's best product, if no one knows about it, no one's coming to you. So I went away and become a search engine optimization expert, really. And it's still a hobby of mine. And Ben become really great at Facebook ads and Google ads. So he spent a lot of time doing that. And then,
do you think that was like your secret weapon?
I think there's a lot of different reasons why we did well. One, we got lucky. I think that was probably one of the biggest secrets of our success. Look, we're both hard workers. We've both got aptitude, but we come in at exactly the right time. And then we had really beautiful tailwinds coming out of COVID. We were open for a year until COVID shut us down for probably 6 months.
What happened? What was that like?
Look, it was awful. We lost about 90% of our revenue. Yeah, so we were on a really upwards trajectory, which was great. And then the other thing too is we didn't save for a rainy day. So we initially did 5Doc here, and then I bought their old clinic, or bought the share off the doctor. I bought him out, and then we turned the Illuminate into a Contour. Yeah, and that was about 18 months after we started. So then that became a Contour afterwards. So the first 18 months was just in 5Doc. So just me and our first practice manager, Karen. So we were the first employees of Contour.
And how long was it just you two for?
I would say it was a good year.
A good year. It was roughly. Just you, the only doctor,
in 6
one
months.
Receptionist.
Yeah.
Practice manager.
Yeah, it was interesting. So when we get there, I'll show you. I used to just sit on the couch and talk, because we had nobody for the first 3 months. I sat empty. And
then that's when you were like, okay, let's make some content.
Well, I was busy doing content. We did photo shoots. I would get influencers in. I'd film. Karen would hold the phone. It was really amateur. What I do is I don't like to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
So I copy what people have done that have been successful before me. So I'd look to like, and if no one had done it here, I'd look to the United States.
Yeah.
And I go, this doctor's doing really well, and this is what he's showing, and this is all the engagement he's getting, these are the patients he's getting,
Yeah.
this is the way he's positioned himself as an expert, and you can really tell it was like, I'd always aspired to be like one of these guys. So that was basically how I did everything. We always wanted to keep professional. We wanted to build a brand. I don't see us as a chain clinic. I see us as a series of boutiques that are their own teams, that they all look different. They've all got the same offering, so they get all the benefits of a chain. We're not cheap, we're not expensive. We're just somewhere in the middle, somewhere like that's sensible, that isn't gouging, but we also fill that with value. Why 5 Doc?
Yeah.
Coming home from Westmead Hospital, I used to go through 5 Doc. And I just always thought it was a great location. And we'd done some consumer, Ben was really great at this, looking at, you know, where everything was and catchment areas and competition. And we just decided on this. The rent was also very reasonable. And you'll see how we're located. We're located right across from a council car park that's off the main road. So we know that people want parking. Back then when we first started, even it was only 6 years ago, there was still a real taboo around this stuff. People didn't like to be seen coming and going from these kind of premises. So we thought we'd have it off the main road. Our clients are a little bit more discerning. They do their research. They come to people, not premises. They'll travel, and I don't need to be on Main Street.
Yeah.
You know, they'll come upstairs, or they'll find my hidden door somewhere, and a lot of them do like that. So we're here in 5 Doc, and this here is the room where it all started. As Josh from Contour Clinics here, I thought I'd show you around the clinic. This is the first, I did my first ever consult for Contour in this very room. It's had a bit of a refresh since. You can see the paint's much nicer, and we've removed my degrees from the wall. I wanted to have TVs in all the rooms because I wanted to show people's photos on the big screen and make a real difference to our consultations. Because I wanted to be different to the chain clinics in that I wanted to do a proper assessment. We did 3D photography, which I'll get to. I just wanted to be different. I wanted to be better. I wanted to give the most valuable high-end consult there was, really. The bulk of this room's still the same. I spent a lot of time sitting in this room, and a lot of time really early in the morning or really late at night, sitting here typing away on the website. I gotta say, I always thought it would work. I just thought I had a better offering. I just thought it would work. I think that's naive to think now. I think because I hadn't run a business before, I think I was in a really beautiful position in that I was so naive to business that I didn't understand the complexities and the challenges and the headwinds I was going to face. Now, if I started something again, I think I'd have more of a chance of being successful because I have the skills. Yeah. But with the same mindset now, I'd understand how much challenge I would face and how difficult it would be. And I just never had 1 ounce of stress. I don't know why. I just knew it would work. I had a great fallback, so I'm not that special, you know, like, so I could take the risk that perhaps others couldn't because my fallback's not that bad. But for me, I just think I'd come from a blessed position. I also had a business partner, Ben, to share in the journey and share in the stress and to mitigate any financial difficulties that we faced. So I was very blessed. And I think when you talk to a lot of successful entrepreneurs, and you ask them what's the key to their success, a lot of them say luck. Like for me, it was the right time, met the right person, I was in the right mindset, you know, that's how. And then I just layered on aptitude and hard work on top. That was to start it. And then from going to that initial success, you know, to make yourself successful, then I layered on top good people. And I think from like the 4 or 5 staff to where we've gotten to like 100 staff, that's just all great hires. Let's have a look at the waiting room. So, old videos. So this was probably filmed 3 years into the journey. This is in Newtown, but we would have these TVs playing. So initially we used to play with all the reps, like so all the pharmaceutical companies stuff. So I was talking before about sitting for months empty. So I would sit right here on this very couch, the same couch, and Karen would be sitting over there, and we just basically sat here and talked for months. We had no patience whatsoever. Always working on like protocols and policies and new offerings, and we needed training with the lasers and troubleshooting. You know, you got to even just troubleshooting regular things. The lights don't work. The back room's overheating. Anything, everything.